Welcome to today's video. This is writing lesson 1 of the WIDA ACCESS test preparation. And today we're just going to do a general introduction to the writing section. So again, you can pause the video and just read this basic information about the WIDA ACCESS test, and then restart the video when you're ready to continue. So the writing section is the 4th section of the test. You will need up to 90 minutes to complete this section. Because WIDA ACCESS is an adaptive test, the number of questions you answer and their level of difficulty vary. And for each question, you give a written response to a question or problem. So the question format, instructions are given through recordings and written on-screen instructions. You usually answer 2 or 3 questions on the same topic. These questions get progressively more difficult. Before answering, you see images that introduce the topic or context, and you might need to discuss these images in your response. You can only listen to each recording once, and after you submit an answer, you cannot go back and change it. So you need to check each answer carefully before continuing. And so in this lesson, we'll practice answering some writing questions across all 5 of the ELD standards: social and instructional, language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies. All right, so you can listen and read along and also look at the pictures.
Daily routines. The class is talking about daily routines. Daily routines are the things people do every day. Here is one student's morning routine. She wakes up early and brushes her teeth. She washes her face and combs her hair. She puts on her uniform. She eats bread with eggs or jam for breakfast. She checks that she has all her books before she leaves. She does the same things every day before school.
What are 2 things you do in the morning before school? Write 2 sentences.
All right, so this is showing that you would have 10 minutes to complete this task. And you might want to take some notes to organize your ideas. And then write the 2 sentences. And then there's a checklist that you probably would want to check before submitting your answer. And here's a sample response. In the morning before school, I take a shower. I also brush my hair.
As the class continues, they talk about what they do in the afternoon and evening. After school, some students like to play sports with friends or go to a school club meeting. Others may go home to do homework or read a book. Later, they help with chores, like setting the dinner table or taking out the trash. In the evening, many students have dinner with family members and talk about their day. After dinner, they get ready for bed by washing up, brushing their teeth, and picking out clothes for the next day.
Okay, so you're going to read and listen to the prompt, and you'll have 20 minutes to complete this task.
Describe your routine after school. Write 3 to 5 sentences and include details about the things you usually do.
Again, remember to consider the pictures. Those may help you in forming your answer. And then write your 3 to 5 sentences. You can pause the video, set a timer for 20 minutes if you need to, and then restart the video when you're ready to continue. And then you could look over your writing to make sure that you've Looked at all the things on this checklist. And here's a sample response. After school, I always ride my bike home with my friends. I usually do my homework in my room. After that, I have dinner with my family. In the evening, I sometimes play video games, and I sometimes watch basketball on TV.
A helping hand. Sam is doing his homework in class, but his pen stops working. He tries to write, but nothing comes out. He looks in his bag for another pen, but can't find one. Sam feels worried. He wants to finish his homework. He turns to his friend Danny and asks for a pen. Danny smiles and gives him one from her pencil case. Now, Sam can finish his homework at school.
What does Sam do when his pen stops working? Write 2 sentences.
And you'll have 10 minutes to complete this task. So if you took some notes during the listening, you can refer to those. And then write your 2 sentences. And then check the items on the checklist. And now we'll look at a sample answer. Sam looks in his bag for another pen, then he asks Danny for help.
During math class, Sam noticed Danny was having trouble with her assignment. She looked confused and stuck. She stared at her paper and didn't write anything. Sam went over and explained the steps to solve the problem. Danny listened carefully, asked a few questions. Then she started working again and felt less confused. Danny looked thankful and finished her work. Sam noticed that Danny worked much faster once she understood what to do. She even helped another classmate who had the same question.
How does the author describe Danny's feelings during math class? Use details to explain how her feelings change. Write a paragraph of 3 to 5 sentences.
All right, for this task, you have 20 minutes. So if you want to practice in real time, you can set a timer for 20 minutes. Think about any notes that you took while they were reading or you were listening. And then write your 3 to 5 sentences. And finally, take some time to review the items on the checklist. And here's a sample response. At first, Danny felt confused because she couldn't do her assignment. However, Sam helped her, so she felt less confused. After that, she felt thankful to Sam for his help.
Finding average scores. Miles has 3 test scores, 85, 90, and 80. He wants to know his average score. He adds the 3 tests together. The total of the 3 scores is 255. Miles divides 255 by 3. The answer is 85. The average score is 85. Finding the average score helps Miles know his grade in class.
Look at the picture. What do you do to find the average score? Write 2 sentences.
So for this one, you'll have 10 minutes to complete this task. So you can pause the video, look at your notes, write your 2 sentences, then check the checklist. And now we'll look at the sample response. First, you add the 3 test scores together, then you divide the total by 3.
Alex and Jamie are comparing their average test scores. Alex's scores are 78, 85, and 90. Jamie's scores are 80, 85, and 88. To find their averages, each student adds their scores and divides by 3. Alex's total is 253, so the average is 84.33. Jamie's total is 253, so their average is also 84.33. Even though Alex and Jamie's scores are different, they have the same average. Comparing averages helps students see patterns in their performance.
Alex gets another test score of 95. What steps does Alex need to take to find his average score? Write a paragraph of 3 to 5 sentences.
Okay, this is another 20-minute task. You can organize your ideas, write your sentences, review the items on the checklist, and now we'll look at the sample response. First, add the new test score to the previous total. The new total is 348. Then divide the new total by the number of scores, 4. This gives a new average of 87. Alright, now think about what we've covered in this lesson. The writing test takes up to 90 minutes to complete. That's true. The writing test covers one of the 5 WIDA ELD standards. That's false. It covers all 5. And you can go back to review and edit all your answers at the end of the test. That is false. Alright, so that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.